Okay, so I was just praying and I felt like God wanted to share my other testimony because uh, I'm thankful that I've had opportunity to experience a lot of things, and one of the other things that I've encountered throughout my life is just demonic forces uh, and I guess sleep paralysis. I know probably 20% or 30% of people experience paralysis, and I've been struggling with this since I was 5 years old. So, like, probably a couple days a week, I would experience sleep paralysis, and I thought it was normal because I grew up with it. And when we were young, we were Buddhists, so we worshipped idols, we sacrificed, I guess, pigs and uh, just whatever to idols. So basically, I've had a lot of sleep paralysis since I was young, and it was not until high school or near the end of elementary school where I've actually seen some, I guess, demonic uh, beings, and it was pretty scary, to be honest. Like, I've experienced a lot of, uh, I guess, spiritual forces in my life. In the Bible, they're just demons, so I'm just gonna use the word demons. And uh, I've had a lot of encounters. It would mainly be during the sleep paralysis. So I would wake up. I would still be able to open my eyes, and I would be able to see, I guess, dark shadows. Sometimes I would hear voices. Sometimes I would feel like there's snakes around my face. And there was a couple times where I saw what they actually looked like as well. And I guess the best description is Golem from Lord of the Rings. Uh, that's what I saw. Like, they're probably around half the size of humans, and really skinny, really pale, sharp teeth, and the eyes are just pitch black. And uh, I saw them maybe 3, 4 times in my life, and I've heard them several times, and they've never really hurt me, but they bothered me during my sleep. And uh, and this was after all my drug use and after all my alcohol and cigarettes, like, where I've actually seen the golem figure. But like, as I was praying about it, because I joined men's group at the time, and I was trying to figure out why God would allow me to experience this, especially when I'm a Christian. So I kept praying. I thought, you know what? If I'm a Christian, then why am I seeing demons? Why is this happening to me? Like, it was bad to the point where it was happening every single day for a month straight, and I would wake up at 3 a.m. and I would experience uh, sleep paralysis. Some days I wouldn't see anything, but like a lot of days I would hear footsteps going up the stairs, and I would just I would see them kick the door open, and sometimes they would scratch my legs just out of nowhere, or sometimes uh, they would just appear randomly with a knife and just jump at me. And after that, I would get up. And how I know it's real is because when I look at the time during the sleep paralysis, I could see clearly what the time is, and it was 3 a.m. And when I broke free from the sleep paralysis, like, it would still be 3 a.m. So, like, I went to a doctor as well, just to try to see if I was having psychological problems, and the doctor said uh, you're having sleep paralysis. So basically, how they explain is your mind is still asleep, but or your body's still asleep, but your mind is awake. So you could still see around, you could see your room, and what your brain is doing is it's projecting imagery or images, like I guess how you would dream, and it makes sense in a way, but at the same time, like when you're a Christian, you just start questioning it because uh, every time it's always so dark. Every time it's always so uh, like you would see dark figures. Like if it was really dreams, then how come I don't see happy stuff? How come I don't see unicorns or whatever, right? Like why is it always something so dark? Why is it always a dark shadow or dark figure? Or why is it always causing you to panic, causing you to be fearful? So I mean, when I have dreams, sometimes I'll dream about myself flying, or sometimes I'll have wonderful dreams, right? Like I don't always dream about dark stuff. And so that explanation didn't really make sense, and there's no scientific proof, there's no real studies showing that this is it, that is just trajectory of your mind, right? Like there's no proof, there's no hard evidence. And if you look at other cultures, you see that a lot of times they associate it with some sort of spiritual darkness, some sort of dark figures. Like in Chinese, they would say 被拐zak, which is basically letting a ghost hold you down. And so I started praying about it, and my friend told me as he was praying, he said there's some sort of portal in your house, and that's what's causing you to have sleep paralysis. So I started praying about it, and he said God told him that I should know where the portal's coming from. So I started praying, and he said God showed him basically my basement. And right away when he said my basement, I knew what it was. My dad used to paint a lot, and he would paint images of uh, just female models or my mom, and they would have these eyes where they're able to look at you. And uh, and also with the eyes from the Chinese culture, what they say is they usually block the eyes with some sort of I guess talisman or something, because what they say is since you draw people, it's the closest thing to man, right? So if they can't enter people, they can enter images. And how, I guess, and the Bible, it also says the eyes are the window to your souls, right? If they cannot enter your soul, then I guess the imitation of it would be a painting of some sort, and that would just so it, like, that's my understanding of it. I'm not saying this is absolutely it. I'm just saying this is just my theory, my guess. So they enter through the eyes, and that's why they're in the images. And we used to worship idols. We were Buddhists, so back then when my dad drew it, we would have nightmares about the images coming to life. Like me and my brothers, I'm not the only one. And I only found out when I started getting sleep paralysis. I asked my brothers, do you have did you have dreams of the paintings coming to life? And they both said yes. They said the paintings would come out and they would chase them. And we've never talked about this before, but it's, so I knew it was the painting, but I also had doubts, right? Because I figure, why would there be a portal coming from a painting? Like, it made no sense to me at the time. So I I went home, and my brother, he just encouraged me. He said, you know what, like, let's get rid of the painting. I told him, no, maybe it's not the painting, right? And I feel bad because my dad painted it, so I didn't want to just get rid of it. Like, it felt like it didn't feel right just throwing out what he worked hard on. He's an artist, and I didn't want to just throw out his images. What if it's not the images? Then I would have wasted his paintings, right? I didn't want to just throw it out. So my brother suggested that we just put all the paintings in the trunk, and we'll park the car in the plaza. So I said, okay, that sounds like a good idea. So we took the paintings, we put it in the trunk of our vehicle, and then we parked it at the plaza, which was probably 5-minute walk away from my home. And then I went home to sleep that night. And that night, I did not get sleep paralysis at 3 a.m. I got sleep paralysis at 7 a.m. And this time what happened was the demon would come through the window instead of coming from the stairs. And I was so happy at the time because there was a solution. There was a light at the end of the tunnel, right? So I was so happy and so glad that that we found the source of where the portal was coming from. I mean, if God did not reveal this wisdom to my friend, if he didn't help us out, then I don't think we would have ever figured it out. I would have still had sleep paralysis, and I probably would have taken medication for it. So we took the images. I asked my dad, obviously, for permission to burn the images or get rid of it, and my dad gave me the permission to get rid of his paintings. So we prayed over it, and when we prayed over it, I felt like there was spirits in the painting. Like, I just felt goosebumps all over myself, and even my friend, he felt it too. And we continued to just pray over the painting, and we just shredded it to pieces, got rid of it, and just threw it out in the dumpster. And after that day, I've never had sleep paralysis anymore, like in that house. Well, there was other times where I brought back stuff that I knew had some sort of, I guess, idol or portal, but it was pretty weak. So I eventually got rid of it. But the portal that my dad had was so strong. It bothered me day and night, and like sometimes I would see 4 demons at the same time. Like, I saw a large demon. I saw a demon that represented, it was like a dog. I saw another one with knives coming out of its hand, and I even levitated off my bed, and I would go I would go underneath my bed, and every time I closed my eyes and opened up my eyes again, I would be levitating off my bed again and going underneath my bed. And I think what that was just, it was probably, I don't know, they just project hallucination, like, cause after I got out of it, like, I was back in my bed, so I knew it was some sort of hallucination. Like, they created some sort of hallucination, or maybe it was a spiritual realm. I don't know. I'm not sure. Like, I'm not an expert in this field, but all I know is every time there's some sort of portal, like, I would be able to experience it. Like, I would feel it. I would have sleep paralysis. Like, there was several times where I went to, I guess, a sleepover at a friend's, or at my in-laws. I knew there was idols. Like, I would experience sleep paralysis. I would see demons. But like, as soon as I got rid of those idols, obviously with permission, like, I never had any sleep issues. So, like, if you guys have any questions, or if you guys are experiencing sleep paralysis, like, feel free to ask me. Hopefully this video helps. Like, I can pray for you. I can help you guys out. And this is something that God's been telling me to share. I mean, I have knowledge as to, like, how God delivered me, And from my experience, I can probably try my best to help you guys out as well if this is what you're going through, if this is something that's bothering you, because God, He's a gracious God. He's not a God who wants you to experience this sort of demonic presence. Like, He wants to free you, but you just got to get rid of the portals that are in your home. And there's portals everywhere. I mean, like, a lot of places I go, I know there's portals. So just get rid of the portals. You or one of your family members should know where it is. Like, I'm pretty sure it's affecting at least one of your family members or so. So, like, any questions you guys have, just feel free to give me a shout out, and I'll try my best to help you guys out. I'll pray for you guys. But yeah, thanks for watching. Hope this helped you out.